Welcome to the Army Empire Podcast, your go-to podcast for insightful tips on investment strategies, entrepreneurship, and all things money matters. Join Bernard Alerte, your guide on this journey to financial freedom. Each episode will dive into expert advice, practical strategies, and inspiring stories to help you take control of your financial future. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned investor, we've got something for everyone. So get ready to unlock your financial potential and make your money work for you. And now, let's welcome your host, Bernard Alerte.
We're back.
Good evening, guys. How you guys doing?
Good evening.
Doing good. Good evening.
Okay,
Awesome.
we have a guest, as you can see.
We do. Yes, we
have
do.
Another face. Bernard. I know, two special guests back to back.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Treat. This is a treat for us. So introduce us to our special guest today.
We're so excited. We have Mervyn Boone on. Mervyn Boone has been a great friend of ours in business, right? And families are very, very close. And he's built a tremendous organization, tremendous business up in New York, right? We started in New York working with him. And we wanted to have him come up here. So we always talk a lot. I mean, always brainstorming what's happening. And Mervyn is very, very very good at different parts of the business, so many parts of the business. And one of the topics we talked, because the past couple of weeks, we covered different topics on investing on more details, like couples went over mutual funds, how mutual funds work, a little bit more detail, a very simple way. And we also went over annuities last week, the week before annuities last week. Then we had a special guest last week talk about taxes, right? So I would say the other part of the investment that is really growing, been really growing for the past decade. And a lot of people aren't even aware of that, but it's been really, really doing a great impact on families. Something called a managed account, right? And it's a great vehicle out there for someone. If you think about, we talked about the different phases that people go through. First, yes, in an accumulation phase in the beginning, then you're in a protection phase and distribution phase, right? Mm-hmm. And managed account for the right person is a great way not only to have part, not only the accumulation phase of your retirement, and also part of a little bit of protection also, because the way it's set up. And Mervyn, so we talked so much about managed account, especially the past couple of months. And I said, you know what? I wanted to have Mervyn come up here. I was like, man, who's the best person that can actually communicate how to manage a very simple way how a managed account works, right? And I'm so excited to have him on. And he's growing. He also has a little podcast. What's the podcast name, Merv, that you also do?
Simplify Your Money. We have a Simplify Your Money.
Money. Yes. Oh, I like that. That's catchy. Simplify Your Money. Listen, for the New Yorkers that are watching, go ahead and comment if you're from New York, because we got a New Yorker in the house.
Absolutely. Bronx is definitely represented.
Exciting. And it's great. He has different little skill set, which I think is so cool. So simplify, and he's going to simplify the way to manage account. So I'm excited to be here, be a student, and learn. Thanks. And we're gonna let Mervyn take over and just do his thing. So excited to have you on, buddy.
All right.
No problem. Thank you for having us, Bernard and Liz. We're definitely excited to spend some time with you tonight. Feel very healthy pressured to deliver for you. And hopefully, you gather some areas on that can help you why this is important for you to get involved, right? If we look at those trends like Bernard talked about, more people are looking for not just an investment, they're looking for financial advice. And what managed accounts allows people to do is to get like a holistic way, okay, of having a customized portfolio that's fit and geared towards their own objectives. And just like you talked about, there's the accumulation, the preservation, and distribution phase. I believe managed accounts has positioned itself, because it has evolved, especially over the past couple of years, that all aspects at any phase in an investor's life, they can play a big part in terms of their goals and their objectives. Okay. And I'm going to talk about some of the different types of investments that you can have inside of those accounts and how they work and how they're different. And then, of course, you figure out a way which one is best suitable for you.
Right.
In regards to our Simplify Your Money, being in the industry 21 years, I'm from the Bronx, okay, Bronx, New York. We're definitely in the building. I love numbers, but I understand that numbers intimidate a lot of people. Finance intimidates people. Talking about money because it's very personal. Sometimes it's very private, and and so we wanted to just make something very simple in regards to what we're going to talk about tonight, or whenever we help somebody in any way financially, that people understand how money works. But let's get right into the first slide in terms of managed account, and we could read from the screen. But pretty much what it is, it's a type of account that's personalized based on your current needs. And at different times, our needs can change. But when you work with an investment advisor, investment professional, or portfolio manager, but a combination of both, they make the day-to-day investment decisions for you based on your goals and objectives. So you might be a very growth-oriented investor. You might want to be growth and income, or you just might want to be income. Mervin, what does that mean? Okay, I like to use analogies. If we take a look at, I'm going to use real estate as an example. Do you want something that you can buy and it can appreciate and you just sit on it? Do you want something you can buy and flip in a short period of time? Or do you want something that you can buy, hold, but it can give you income? Okay. So when we look at different investments, that's how we're going to look at what is fit towards you. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. So what can actually be inside of a managed account, right? Now, that's just the name of the account, or we could call it an advisory account, but what investment vehicles can be in there? And if you catch the episode that Bernard covered in terms of mutual funds, we know what mutual funds are. They've been around now 100 years. It's a diversified way for people to accumulate money without taking a lot of risk. You can start very minimal to get started. It's worked. Okay. And it continues to work. Right. But as time and people and technology evolve, investments evolve as well. Okay. So mutual funds is a great diversified way for people to accumulate wealth, but there might be different things that people need. And that's where something like an exchange traded funds, also known as ETFs, can be a benefit. Okay. Would you like me to elaborate? What's an ETF?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So an ETF is an exchange traded fund. And what it is, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid of what mutual funds offer, which mutual funds offer that diversification. You don't have all your eggs in one basket. You can have a combination of different companies. And it also has that benefit of what stocks can do. And what can stocks do? You can get, you can buy at the time you make that trade or you buy that investment, you actually get it at that time. You don't have to wait towards the end of the day like with mutual funds. Okay. So you get that buy and sell at that price when you put your money in. That's number one. You also get the tax efficiency like a stock. Okay. Now, how is that important? We're not going to talk about taxes, okay, for quality control purposes, but, right, okay. But in terms of that tax efficiency, think about it. Also, it's not a one size fit all, and I'm going to talk about that, the last type of investment, because there's a benefit with that. But if we're all in investments, I might, need to sell my investments. So because I need to get my investments, I don't want it to, the ETF doesn't want it to affect, Bernard or Liz, okay, in terms of that. So it has that tax efficiency. So when I get in that day, okay, right, and when I sell, I pay what's my capital gains based on that. Are you with me? Okay. Versus sometimes in mutual funds, okay, I might end up paying a capital gains tax, even though I just got started in the investment, and that might not work out for the investor, especially if it's an account set up outside of their retirement. All right. So let's put a pause right there. I'm not sure if Bernard, if you want to ask a question on that, or should I keep going?
No, keep going. We're following through.
Okay. Really. All right. Awesome. So ETFs has that advantage. Okay. It's a hybrid of both. Okay. But one of the investments that has been taken off tremendously, especially for us, is something called a separately managed account. Now, a separately managed account, what that does is it allows you to actually buy a portfolio where you actually buy the stocks directly. So you can have ABC Mutual Fund, but ABC Mutual Fund, there might be a separately managed account version. So now, instead of you sharing the experience with other investors, you have your own experience. It's like going from being on a public bus, Liz, right? Okay, to now having your own limo, right? And when you have that experience and it's very transparent and you actually get to see what you're paying for, you appreciate it. You see, and we're going to talk about that when we get to the next slide, but you're going to get all those benefits. So you can own those stocks, you can own those bonds directly inside of your account, which can give you a lot of advantage short term, especially long term, right? And, somebody said this years ago when, one of our business partners would explain it, it's like, oh, separately managed accounts, it sounds like those type of investments only wealthy people could do a long time ago, right? I'm excited. Yeah, set me up for that. I want that. That's really good, right? These type of accounts have gone from 6-7 figures to start, even though some of them we still need that. But now you can get one as little as $25,000, $50,000 to get involved in this type of investments, which is awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Okay. So we could continue on from there. So each one has their advantage or disadvantage. One's not better than the other. It's just all based on your situation. What's your situation? Let's find your right investment and let's work with you as an advisor and advise you. And the great thing as the platform has is that as your situation change, we can just slide the portfolio to another one. So you might say, so if I was sitting down with Liz, she might just wants to grow her money. You already talked about that, the accumulation. And then there might be time we need to switch it. So now we could just slide it to the right and get into another type of portfolio. And then when she's at that different phase, we could just slide it there because it's all on one platform and it doesn't cost her anything new to go from one company to another.
Question.
Yes.
Question. When we talk about buy a portfolio, for us that are watching and are not used to that term, what does buy a portfolio mean?
Okay, so buying a portfolio or a strategy is that you could have anywhere, that's a great question, 25 to 200 stocks or bonds in that account, and you actually see that as
He's frozen there for a minute.
Excited. We'll get Merv back on. Yes. It's incredible what Mervin is talking about, because it tells you the flexibility of different investment, Mervin's going to get back on, flexibility of different investment, different situations, because a lot of time it's not one size fits all. This is why we can customize something. This, I really want him to get on there, because he's every time, I mean, we know about, but when he gets into it, you can tell he's very passionate about it. And I says, I need to have Merv on there, because it shows you between exchange. Because a lot of times people ask me all the time, I want to buy stock. How do I buy Amazon? How do I buy this? How do I buy that? How would I be able to do that? And a lot of times we tell them there's a lot of risks involved with that, a lot of risk involved with these investments. Or we always talk about getting a stock. So what the managed account allows you to do, allows you to have a hybrid of both, where someone can actually purchase a set of stocks and see it growing with a mutual fund at the same time. So it allows them to have a lot more, in the process, to be able to get on. So I think it's so incredible to do that. But like you said, this is something that an investor can get on. This is something that and not everyone should do it. Like we talk about, it's something that you have to, like you said, there's certain amount. Those are investments that are really designed for wealthy people, right? You're like, well, how does wealthy people, where they put their money, right? And people ask these questions. Well, they've used managed accounts, and it was very, very inexpensive product, because only wealthy people can pay the advisory fees with that. So over the years, they brought it back to. They brought it back to a different, more how can I say that, the better perspective, where actually more cost effective, where it can spread out and have different people take advantage of that.
Yeah, yeah. Let him know that he could jump back on. And I love that he shared with us that there are 3 types of people: the people that are just looking for growth, then you have the people that are looking for growth and income, and then you have those that are simply looking for income. That was so good. Listen, we were just like doing a quick little review here, Mervin.
Yes. Mervin got so excited, he blew the internet in New York. Right?
I'm like, what's going on? I'm in my office. I'm like, what's
it, right?
The
stock just went up right now. The stock just went. As Mervin was talking right now, the stock just went up right now. Right. So,
200 points.
200 points.
Yeah. Going back to that portfolio, you mentioned 25 to 200 investments right there.
Correct. And you actually see it on your statement. Anytime any movement happens, you get a confirmation. You could get commentary on why that move was made. That's that transparency. You actually see what's going on with your account. Plus, when you work with a professional, okay, right now with our clients, we like to keep in contact, whether it's through us or our staff, every 90 days. But by law, you have to sit down with your investment advisor representative, and we have to review your account to make sure they're aligned with your goals and dreams.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, that was amazing. That was a good question.
Thank you.
Portfolio. Okay, moving on.
All right, so let's go to the next slide here. Right, so it's personalized. Think about if you're going to take a trip. Okay, we could be going to, like, let's say me and Bernard are going to a destination. We're not traveling together. We don't know each other, but we could go into the same state, same country, but we might have different agendas when we get to that vacation. So I might want to rent a convertible 2-seater. He might want to get a Jeep Wrangler because he might have different experiences than what experience I want to have, right? It's not one is better than another, but we want to find a personalized, tailored strategy or portfolio that's fit towards you. Okay. Whether it's for retirement, maybe some short-term goals, maybe some income, right? What's the risk involved? Okay. Now, what's risk? I remember, I don't know about you, but when it comes to getting on that roller coaster, I used to be excited, but now when I get on it, I'm like, I'm second guessing myself. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this today. Right. Okay. Right. Or some people just like to watch from the boardwalk. Okay. Right. So we got to find out what risk, when we got to manage that risk to make sure it's a pleasant experience. Okay. What's their tax situation? What's their time horizon? And there might be some personal preferences. Okay. There's something called ESG, that's environmental social governance. Okay. You might have specifics on how you feel about that. It might be faith-based. You might want to avoid certain investments. Okay. So it can be tailored towards your investment, where mutual funds and even some ETFs, right, cannot do that. Okay. And we talked about the transparency that you get, whether it's the fees working with your advisor, whether it's the, real-time performance. Okay. Right. Every trade, every position, you actually get to see what happens in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
100%. So let me know what questions do you have on
absolutely
in this regard.
Great thing to Merv, let me ask you a question, right? Like somebody else, how do I take advantage? Let's say if somebody, for example, is starting out investing, right? Investing, like they have $50, $100 a month. They're like, oh my gosh, I would love to. How do I do that? Or I have $200 a month. Can I get a managed account? What should I be doing? Oh my gosh, I would love to be able to do that. What would be your point to say, okay, you know what? Right? It may not work. So what's your take on that?
Okay, so when we sit down with a client, how we would start them off in the very beginning, we would start them off with a mutual fund, and we would get them in a mutual fund, same situation, but it will be in a different type of relationship, and getting them that experience and used to dollar cost averaging, diversification, and accumulating that wealth. And then once they reach a certain minimum, whether it's 25 or even 50,000, we'll have that conversation, and you will get to that point, because I've doing this 21 years. We've gotten clients to that point even further. Okay. Once they hit that point, we'll have that conversation. Hey, Do you want to see what else that we have to offer on the menu? And we'll help them make that transition.
Absolutely. So in other words, if someone's starting out, they want to start with a mutual fund. Very simple, dollar cost and a mutual fund. And when they get to 25, 50, the different, there's a different conversation. Then there's more options based on that.
Correct.
One of the things that's been happening, you and I, we're passionate about that, right? I think a lot of things that's been hurting so many people out there. And I just wanted your take on that, because I've seen a lot of people because of the industry have been pushing, especially not just the life insurance industry, right? It's been pushing so many clients and getting the IULs, and we've seen so many people take lump sums of money and pour that into those investments because they get sold that to get the S&P 500. You can get your money growing without any of the risk, and you can be your own bank. And we talked a lot about that. We've done a couple of episodes. What's your take? Because I want people to hear from different perspective. What's your take on what you've seen from what's happening and what to stay away from them? And feel free to let it loose. Right, it's open here right now because that gets my blood blowing because I've seen because I don't like people getting taken advantage of. People,
the audience here,
and to have someone come in and just for pure greed. Okay, I'm saying pure greed and misinformation get hurt people out. But what's your take on that, Merv?
Yeah,
and don't hold back.
All right. What people don't understand, and when I say people, I'm talking about the people that are selling these. We need to take a step back and go back to 2004 to 2006, right? And what was happening during that time? Subprime mortgages. And everybody thought they were doing the right thing for people, getting them in houses, negative amortization, balloon, interest only, ARMs. Oh, we're just helping people get the American dream, right? And then 2007 happens. 2008 happens. And I promise you what's going to happen to people with these policies, okay? It's going to happen again. But unfortunately, they're going to, just like a lot of people, which was 60% of people who lost their home during 2007, 2009, people are going to be losing their life insurance policies, and people are going to lose the so-called cash value and banking options that they have in those policies, right? It's going to happen, okay? We see it all the time. It's not something new. It's been out for a long time, but because social media, people think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and it's not. The first thing is, and you would know this, Bernard, is that when you contact the insurance company, and we always tell prospective clients, listen, there's what I say and there's what your agent said. But at the end of the day, who are they going to believe? What's on the contract, right? Right. Okay, that's number one. Number two, let's call customer service, and let's have customer service, because on a recorded line, let's have them answer these questions. And we're not asking questions that benefit us. No, we're asking the questions the client needs to know. And the first most important thing is that we ask is this a life insurance policy or is this an investment? And they'll say this is a life insurance policy. And then I'll ask again. And what happens, Liz, is sometimes the customer service rep gets annoyed. Sir, I told you this is a life insurance policy. And then I'll say, did you hear that? It's a life insurance policy, but it's sold as an investment.
Wow.
So that's
you get on a three-way call and you are speaking. Wow.
Yes, correct. I even did something where we had gotten the client, the other agent, and the rep, and I was just listening, and it was kind of like a four-way, and I was asking the questions, and the customer service is answering, and the agent was getting upset. And then I said, why are you getting upset? This is the company you provide the policy through, right? I don't understand. There's nothing that's being done, untruthful here, right? So that's on that component. And you're not going to get that growth that they promise you, because what a lot of these agents do is they show you best case scenario. Right. And in best case scenario is that it'll make those returns, which it doesn't. And the second thing is is that the charges will stay the same through the life of the policy, which in the fine print, it says that is not going to happen. It's guaranteed the fees are going to go up on an annual basis, plus your cost of insurance, which then affects your cash value, and then the whole thing will self-destruct. And we could go on and on into how this thing is so misleading, because Bernard, on the cash value component, if we really had to look at it, it's a fixed index annuity with a fee.
Yeah,
he showed us that. He showed us. Mm-hmm.
It's a fixed index annuity with a fee.
Yep.
Now, for those of you that are listening, I want you to catch what I'm saying. Just catch what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
If a fixed index annuity with no fee averages 5 to 6%, remember, no fee.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that an IUL with crazy amount of fees is going to average 7 to 10%?
Exactly. The
math.
The math. Yeah, exactly. They don't believe in math. IUL agents do not believe in math. One of the things that they can't stand is math. And when you tell them about the math, they get upset, And I always tell my clients, listen, when you look at your money, the only science that you need to look at your money to, only lens that you have to look at your money is through math. Math. That's it. Nothing else. Not like a like a super unicorn dream, a scenario. It's math.
Yeah.
Does the math make sense? And it never does.
And it never does.
The math ain't
math.
math.
Does.
Yes.
And you know what those their excuses? And I don't understand. You know what, Bernard, right? You know what the famous is? It wasn't structured right.
Structured properly. Yes. It's like what the heck is structure? Listen, if you have to structure something, then it wasn't done right from the get-go.
Correct.
Why do I have to structure something that's done right from the get-go?
Yeah. If a client puts their money in an investment, okay, that investment is going to do what that investment is going to do. If Bernard sets up an investment for someone, that same investment is going to do. So we can't come back and say, well, Bernard didn't structure the investment right. No, that's what the investment does. There's no special customization for that particular policy. Exactly. This happens 99.9999999% of the time. The policies self-destruct. Okay.
Yes.
Right. A pig is a pig, even if you put makeup on it. It's the same thing. They just like changing the name, and no matter what, it's a universal life policy now with a fancy name and bells and whistles.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, the longer the name is, the worse it is for you.
100%.
The worse it is.
If it has a fancy name, if you ever hear, or doctors and lawyers have that plan, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
We have two men who have over 2 decades of experience working in this business. I heard him say 21 years. I know Bernard has already 25 years in the business. They are throwing some truth bombs. I mean, we need some bomb emojis happening for the rest of the because the truth bombs are wild. I love it. So much great information in today's episode.
Thank you so much. Yes. I appreciate that. We always tell people out there, there's 3 ways that people build wealth, right? One is business, and it's not in an order, but business, investing in the market, and real estate. Those are the 3 ways you actually build wealth. I've never seen all these people that are going over $1 billion in there. It says, I built my wealth through buying a index universal life policy, right? Or whole life policy. No. They built their wealth in one of, if not all 3 of those ways.
At the same time.
So good.
To this day, I've asked someone, and sometimes I don't like getting those chats with and social media with all that they're talking about. But I asked the question, I never got an answer to this day. Crickets. I asked, listen, can you share with me someone that you know, a client that you know, or someone that you know that was able to retire off the cash value of an IUL policy? I asked, I was like, please show me one person, just one person, and crickets.
Wow.
I was like, don't give me hypothetical. Show me an actual client. You can block out the accounts, block out the names, and show me they had this account. This is how much they put into it. This is how much they have. And Mervin and I can tell you right now, I can pull about 50 clients.
Right.
50, not one, not two. I can put a lot of clients that we show them how to invest the money beginning and where they are right now in actual accounts. Even past couple of years, we've shown we can show someone that had even in a buffer annuity, show them even with the surrender charge, which is 7% buffer annuity, how they after a year later, 2 years later, they're way beyond that.
Correct.
Way behind ahead of the game. So we can show actual numbers of clients and what's happening. We can show clients that had money and they took money out and how much they still have left.
Right. It's very misleading. I saw one where a young lady said she advised a client to cash in her 401k, pay 30% in taxes, and then take that 6-figure amount and put it in an IUL, and she justified it. She's like, well, even if, let's say they get 7%, they pay a loan at 4%, are they still profiting at 3%? I was like,
it's
horrible.
The math is, I just don't understand it. They need to go back to school. A lot of those IUL agents need to go back to middle school or primary school and learn math, how math really works. 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Right.
Wow.
100%.
So good. This is a fantastic episode, folks. We took some notes. We took some notes today. Mervin, thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
We're gonna get Merv back on, man. One way we're gonna get Merv back on, man. Definitely.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
And I love that, just like Bernard, you broke it down in a way that we were able to understand. Hey, if we go on vacation, he wants to do one thing, I want to do something else. Like, this is the way it works, and we can appreciate that, because sometimes we don't understand. And I am representing the audience and those that are watching, and we don't know. So when you break it up like that and you just break it down like that, it's so good. Thank
you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Excellent work, guys.
Thank you.
Excited. Thank you, Merv. We're excited. I'm telling you, he was gonna bring it and share. And I learned so much from myself. Great way to the terminology to use and how to talk about it more, more effectively. So, which is great.
No problem. Right, I look forward to coming back soon.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, we'll be here again next Tuesday at this same exact time at 8:00 live on Facebook, YouTube, all the things. Listen, this has been a great episode. You stay warm over there in New York, my friend.
Try my best.
Bring some heat up north, right? Right, Liz? You're gonna bring some heat up north.
Bring some palm trees.
Bring some palm trees.
I'll stay out here. You can experience. I'll stay out here, stay in the warm.
Have a good one. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Army Empire podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Join us next week for another exciting edition, and until then, keep building your empire.